Thank you to Zama's Choice for sharing their story with SME On Point. If you want to get in touch with us, you can find us on Facebook as well as on Instagram. Our handle is @SME On Point. Are you ready to be judged by the fashion police? Well, earlier this week, Proudly South African launched the local fashion police online competition. It's calling on all South Africans to post selfies and photos of themselves on social media wearing South African fashion. Participants are also encouraged to tag the store and or the designer that they bought their outfits from. This will go a long way in exposing fashion design expertise in the country while promoting locally made garments. Happy Ngidi from Proudly South African joins us to chat further. Happy, thank you so much. We're happy to have you on SME On Point. This is such a great initiative, but most importantly, a great incentive and marketing drive for fashion designers. Let's first talk about the observations of the one that you did before last year. This is your second one. Take us through last year and the lessons that were learned in last year's one.
So last year, yes, on your show this afternoon. So last year's one was was our debut, if you like, and where we had to think outside the box as Proudly South African to find what we've believe to be a relatable way and an easy way for us to be able to engage with consumers and demonstrate to them what we mean when we say local is lekker. It got to a point where just saying local is lekker is not enough. We had to demonstrate to consumers that, all of us wear something every day, and we were asking consumers to rather, their purchasing decisions for clothes should be in favor of local clothes. And so we kicked off with it last year, the local fashion police. And it's really intended to change the mindset of South Africans, because many South Africans, by and large, seem to think that clothes that are made locally are of inferior quality, they're not good enough, or they are overly priced. And as Proudly South African, we are saying that is not correct. We've got great quality products in South Africa, or clothing rather, that is well priced, good quality, and we've got great designers. So last year was a hit where we had more than 600 entries on social media platforms. And we kept our judges and our local renowned designers very busy.
Right. Let's talk about, I know you mentioned that the pricing is also great in South Africa. I want to come back to that just a little bit later. But first, the garment section or the textile sector is quite huge in South Africa and holds the potential to create a lot of jobs. But it is a fact that we are facing tough competition from cheap imports, and particularly at this time where consumers will obviously go for the cheaper option. There has been concerns about just how expensive locally made stuff is. A consumer, when they've got 1,000 rand, they think about, do I buy 5 items of 200 rand each, or do I buy one locally made item of 1,000 rand each? How do we balance this?
And that's where we come in, to try and send and drive South Africans to where they can find those clothing items that will be, that will be enough. If somebody, like you say, has got 1,000 rand, where they can stretch that budget as much as possible to get many clothing items as opposed to get one. It's a misconception, is what we've come across, and which is exactly what Proudly South African rather is mandated to do. To say there are retailers in South Africa who have got affordable clothing. So for 1,000 rand, you can find 5, 6, 7 outfits for your children, or whatever the case may be. And the local fashion police intends to do exactly that. As much as we are working rather with local, well-known designers, we are intentional, and we've made sure that those designers not only design for high-profile personalities or whatever the case may be, but they also design for ordinary South Africans. So if you walk into retail stores such as whatever it is that we have in the country, there are clothes that can fit within your specific budget. Obviously, as a consumer, you also have to be driven by what it is that you can afford. and go spend your money where you are most comfortable to afford whatever it is that you're buying.
Right.
But it doesn't necessarily mean that there aren't any retailers or designers or shops that can accommodate your specific budget as a consumer.
Understood, totally understood. Now, let's talk about what South Africans need to do to be part of this competition and what the prize money is, and maybe tell us a little bit about the judges and what they'll be looking out for. I know that there'll be a lot of people who are happy to snap, and you do mention that you also that the labeling has to be quite visible. How does one do that? Do you have to pick mix? How does it work?
Okay, so but basically we are encouraging South Africans to take a picture of themselves wearing a local outfit. And it can be from your shoe right up to your head, if you like. We're asking South Africans to be creative, to look cool, because the idea is to say to South Africans, you can look pretty cool wearing locally made clothes. So we're asking South Africans to take those pictures, a selfie of themselves or a picture, tag the shop or the designer that you bought the clothing from. It doesn't have to be a famous designer. It can be literally a designer down the road from your house. It can be somebody from a shopping mall. It can really be a good dressmaker in the township. It doesn't really matter. And what we're then asking you to do is to showcase, so it's a picture of yourself with the outfit, and attached to that is a label of origin. Because we want to see that it's written made in South Africa, or that it has a proudly South African logo. But in the absence of a logo, it must say made in South Africa, because every clothing item must come from somewhere. And then you can enter as many times as you want. You can be in your red carpet dress, you can be in your casual clothing, you can be in your traditional attire. Really, the choice is yours. But we want to see country of origin, and would like you to tag proudly South African, and also where you bought the clothes from. The prize is really, so we've moved it a notch up from last year. Last year, the prize was 10,000 Rand. We were looking for 4 winners. We are still looking for 4 winners. But the prize this year is 20,000 Rand for each winner. There's a catch, though. When we've come to the final stages of the competition, and we have found, and the designers have found there are 4 winners, we are not going to pay the money directly to the winner. Because the danger with that is that once we pay the money to somebody, they may choose to go buy a product that is not made locally. So we are paying the designers ourselves, and then we'll hook up the winner with the designer. And our designers this year, we've got 4 amazing renowned designers. We have Rubicon, owned by a lady called Hangwani, who's doing amazing work out there. We have another designer called Scalo, owned by Silo Midupi, who's doing amazing work. We have a lady called Biji, who's also based in Johannesburg, who's doing amazing work. And last but not least, we have Gavin Raja out in Cape Town, and he's also part of this organized chaos that we're putting together as Proudly South African. But the competition is open to every South African in the country. And if you are a winner from Bloemfontein or from Limpopo, we will fly you out to Johannesburg for the prize-giving ceremony. Yes, which is going to be on the 27th of October 2022.
Fantastic. Happy Ngidi, thank you so much. I know that our viewers are very excited about this, and they'll go, I'm assuming, to your website and be able to get all the information that's there. But thank you so much for joining us on SME On Point. Really appreciate it. Well, that's all from SME On Point for this week. Remember to support small businesses in your communities. Keep those rands and cents circulating so that we can grow this economy. But more news after the break. Do stay with us.